Listen, I want to talk to you about the... You're an economist,
yes,
right? You're a Republican.
Yes.
All right, so talk me through this, what's going on, because to be honest, I'm just kind of annoyed that they're stopping work like that.
Okay, you want a serious answer, or do you want a I'll give you a serious.
Serious, absolutely.
Okay,
I want a clear answer, though, because I'm not that bright.
Yes, you're incredibly bright. Because the Republicans are so furious at Obama and the Democrats for getting Obamacare passed, which they did not like at all. They're so furious at Obama, period, for trouncing them in 2 elections. They're so furious at the Democrats in the Senate for being so high-handed with them that they're just basically saying,
what's that coming to go?
We're going to close the government down rather than let you enact Obamacare. It's quite irresponsible. It's not a good idea. I don't like it. It's not my part of the Republican Party that's doing it, but they're doing it. And the national park thing, I could not give a crap about the national park.
Oh, come on, Ben.
But
there's animals out there that are waiting on chicks.
Well, actually, so you have part of it right, because the Republicans are furiously mad at all the people who are waiting on government entitlements. There's like a big part of the country wants government entitlements of all kinds, and a big part of the country says, ooh la la, we're sick of paying you this, and we're going to close the government down, even if it's just for a few days, rather than pay you this money.
But isn't the act of closing the government down sort of indicative of a contempt of process? Well,
it is. Yes, it is. Yes.
And almost to the point, like, you know, of course, you're a student of history. You remember when Caligula made his horse a senator?
He made his horse a consul.
A consul?
Yes.
Well, I mean, the point is he made his horse an elected representative.
Even higher than that.
Right, right. Yeah. And I think that showed a great contempt for process.
I think this shows a great contempt for process. This is not being done by Republicans who are more traditional conservative economists, economically or any other way. Look, I'm with the Republican Party all the way about guns, all the way about a whole bunch of subjects, all the way about a strong defense, but this is just plain irresponsible.
So is there a split in the Republican Party then? Is that what we're saying?
There's clearly a split in the Republican Party, but the more dynamic part of it, the part that's getting votes, is, I'm sorry to say, the more irresponsible part. So that's the problem. The part of it that's the sort of old guard, like me, old and guarded.
No, look at you're youthful and tan with your boat in the big lake.
Exactly. We think we should keep the government open. And by the way, whatever's happening now about keeping the government open, it's annoying about the parks. It's annoying about the museums. It's really bad about the soldiers in Afghanistan.
No kidding.
Who are not getting hot meals. They're not getting their bunks adequately taken care of.
Is that true?
Yes, it's absolutely true.
Really?
I get emails from them saying, usually when we go out on patrol, we come back and we get a hot meal. Now they're not getting them. They're getting those horrible MREs that come in aluminum foil packets, and they're just like eating horse meat, I might say, and they're very upset about it. They say we feel like we're being disrespected and spat on, and we're the ones who are going and doing the fighting. So what's this all about? And what is this all about? I mean, there's no long-run point to it, except to spit at Harry Reid, and he's just laughing all the way to the bank, because it just means the Democrats are going to pick up seats in the next election.
Do you think that's what's going to happen?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, but isn't it this bad for the Democrats ultimately as well?
No, I don't think it is. I think the media plays it, and frankly plays it correctly, as a Republican problem, as the Republicans being at fault here. Look, if Obamacare is that bad, why are all these millions of people signing up for it? Why were all the switchboards and email accounts jammed yesterday? If Obamacare is that bad, why did Mr. Nixon 40 years ago propose something vaguely similar? I mean, it's not. It's just.
And you worked for Nixon.
I wrote the message sending up that bill to Congress. That was when I was a 28-year-old lad. So that was. But it just makes no clear sense, except as an expression of frustration. You, as a biblical scholar and a devout Christian, will know the story of Samson pulling down the temple. He was so frustrated and upset at being blinded and so forth that he pulled down the temple.
Right.
And this is the Republicans pulling down the temple just because they're so frustrated. But it's nothing compared to what happens in roughly 2 weeks if the government defaults on the debt.
Does that? I mean, I've heard about the defaulting on the debt, but that can't possibly happen.
It could happen. It could happen. I mean, the people have just gotten so nutty in Washington that anything could happen. I mean, they're just off the rails, and it's very unfortunate. I don't question that they're all sincere. I don't question that the Tea Party people are incredibly sincere, but there is a scary lack of sanity in Washington right now. It's like they're all on spice or some other horrible drug.
to say, I think in the 10 years I've been doing the show, that's your first round of applause for anything political.
I think I would. I was going to say the joke about Nancy Pelosi was the funniest joke I've ever heard you tell. I might have gotten applause for that too.
Well, you know, I do try and stay out of the fight a lot, but when they can't get their jobs done, it makes me furious. I'm an American citizen. I'm allowed to get
It's
angry at this,
absolutely it's infuriating. I mean, if the Republicans, if we Republicans really had our wits about us, we'd say, look, that's already a law. It's already a law. That bus has already gone. That ship has sailed. That plane has taken off. Whatever you want to say.
It was in Schoolhouse Rock. I remember it. I saw it when you when you got a bill gonna come That's what it is, right?
No, just let the damn thing go through, and if it's really that bad, then in the next session of Congress, fix it. But it's just crazy to be throwing a monkey wrench, spanner, as you would say, into the whole works of the gears of the government. There's just no sense to it.
So, as a member of the Republican Party, then
for a lot longer, I may add, than most of the people in Congress.
Well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do as a Republican within this to try and change it?
I've written about it a lot, and I'm talking about it on a very, very, very successful, enormously heavily watched show.
Of course, yeah.
And
well, are you telling me you were on the Daily Show before this tonight?
They won't let me be on the Daily Show because I'm not politically correct. So anyway, this is a disaster for the Republican Party. It's a disaster for America, and I hope they pull their heads out of their butts sooner rather than later.
Always a pleasure talking to you, man.
Thank you.